Okay, my name's Zakashi guys, and in this video here we're going to be going into the top 5 best teams of the month. Now this might be a little weird because of the Proud Battle, but we're ending the month off with the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan release. We've had a couple releases this month with Super Vegeta, Android 16, Zenkais here and there. The game's shaking up quite a bit with some teams coming out of nowhere, but also other teams becoming even stronger than they were before. I want to also add to this video that no team in this video is ordered. So the first team could be weaker than the 5th team, and the 3rd team could be stronger than all of the teams in the video, but I'm not ordering any of the teams because each team could easily overpower any other team depending on who the user is. Hopefully this video will help some of you guys out. I don't need to talk anymore. Let's get straight into this. So first team in the video that we've got is Fusion Warriors. Now just for the video skippers, none of these teams are in order, just so you guys know that. So this team isn't necessarily the best team in this video. But we got Fusion Warriors. I find Fusion Warriors is a super good team to use, especially in the Proud Battle. But even outside of that, they very much excel because they have the Super 17, who nobody can beat him when he's Super 17. I'd say because he's him. Super 17, they've got the G4 Zenkai, they've got Pikkon Gogeta, Ultra Vegeta Blue if you don't want to use Super 17, or you could actually use both, which is kind of risky because there's a lot of good blues. But for the Proud Battle, I've also got Ultra Gogeta Blue and Ultra Super Gogeta, but depending on what you wanted to do, you could put in some Zenkai buffs, of course. If I go to the character list, I could show you what options you've got. So of course, in your blue option, for the Proud Battle, you could bring Ultra Super Gogeta, but outside of that, I wouldn't recommend. For greens, G4 and Pikkon, they're both very good in PvP, so I recommend both of them. SV could be a HP buffer, and he could also Zenkai buff Ultra Gogeta Blue, so both of those guys could be valid, but really and truly, SV just with being HP is more valuable than anything else. Only happens at 14 stars though, just want to put that out there. Then going into yellow, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is a good option for the HP as well if you don't have Super Vegeta 14 stars, so consider using Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Ultra Super Vegeta can be used just for his endurance, but I wouldn't recommend it. And Fat Gotenks as well, I've seen some people use him, but I also wouldn't recommend it. I'd overall recommend Ultra Vegeta Blue and Super 17. Super 17 being the head, but if you also want to use Ultra Vegeta Blue or use Ultra Vegeta Blue over Super 17, that's to your preference. It could work just as good. And then if we look over their Zenkai buffs here, so we got Red Vegeta and Super Gogeta here, and that pretty much makes up Fusion Warrior. Fusion Warrior don't have a lot of pieces, so if you don't have the main pieces, it's kind of tough, but nonetheless, they are a team that excels very much, which is why they're in this video. So number 1, we got Fusion Warriors. Number 2 on this list, we've got Androids. Androids is a team that have just come out of nowhere pretty much, and with the final piece being Android 16, I was going to say Super 17, but Android 16 came out after. The team is just rock solid. Pause. They also have Zenkai Cell, so maybe he's the final piece, but what's good about him is that he has a revival, he can do good damage, and he's actually a Zenkai buffer that efficiently works in rating match Proud. He buffs Super 17, and we all know Super 17 is one of the best units in the game, top 1, top 2, top 3. So naturally, Android is super clean. It works super well. Now let's go into the pieces. If we go into character list, for your blue option, you really just want to have the LL MVP 17. He's just super good. You already know what he does. He keeps the team alive. He himself has endurance, cancels buffs. He's super good in that regard. Going into greens, you want to be running Android 16. Nobody else. I'm gonna keep it just straight like that. Simple as. Android 16 is actually very good. He has a lot of Vanish Restore, and he can extend his combos. Even though he's melee based and most of the team is strike based, he still performs. Going into purple, I'm using this Android 17 only because I have this cell low stars, but if you have this cell high stars, even like 7 or higher, I'd recommend using him. He has explosive greens, you know, when he dies he causes the inconveniences for the enemy. He can have decent combos as well, so he's good. But if you do want to use this 17, he's also good because when he pops his green card, he nullifies endurance, he locks in through main, and he can do good blast damage, and his healing is quite absurd. But I only use him because he's a 1% and I have him 14 stars, higher than this cell, and this cell's pretty low. Hopefully they Zenkai this cell as well, even though he's a melee type and might throw up the team, but it would be a good counter for the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Going into yellows, Gamma 1 and 2, you don't really want to use anybody else, but if you really wanted to, this cell could reach into that box, I'm not going to lie. He could also be a good Zenkai buffer for Gamma 1 and 2, I believe he Zenkai buffs androids as well. So if you wanted to run both of them, I don't recommend running 2 yellows with all these good reds, but if you did want to, that option is available. Then going into red, like I've already showed you, we got Cell Zenkai, try get him to Zenkai 7, and of course Super 17, top 1, top 2, top 3 unit in the game. So that's pretty much it for androids. Androids is a super solid team, undeniably. It works super smoothly, and I recommend if you do like any of these androids, you build this team, because you would just be gliding through PvP. I'm not even an android guy, my equipments aren't even the best, but I've been using this team and it's just so much fun. I don't even like blast based teams. But yeah, now I'm rambling. That's number 2. We got androids. Next up, we got GT. GT, of course, is another team that's kind of come out of nowhere. They got 0 units in 2023, but of course, they now have Super 17, the Bomku, the Kid GT Goku, and they have the G4 Zenkai. Bulla's also on the team. It's practically a brand new team. Now, I've got a team set up for the Proud Battle, which is why there's just 6. But if you didn't want to use them for the Proud Battle, so you just wanted a core strong team, there's some good Zenkai buffs available for the team. So let's actually go to the character list, right? Let me change my filter from androids to GT. I'm going to have to find GT. I believe they're down low. There we go. So we have GT here, right? If we're looking at the blues, you obviously want to have the Kid Goku. He has endurance. Blue cards do damage. He has ultimate arts. His main ability, once his gauge fills, he's able to take away your gauge if there's one person left. He can lock you in if he's taking out one person as well. He has a bunch of healing. It's just super good unit overall. Recommend you use him. If we're going into greens, you want to be using G4. G4 is your main green. 2 ultimates. Main ability, he goes type neutral. Green card hits a backflip, gets cover null, and he destroys cards. Tag 4s are second green, and I'm not going to say they're as good, but they have an explosive green. When you tag switch to Vegeta, you get cover null, and that's a long enough time for you to do a combo to switch back into Goku, which gives you a blue card. And when you do that blue card, as long as you have a full deck, you can get your vanish back and you can do way more damage, which is good. Going into purple, I advise using Bulla over everybody. Best purple support unit as well, can do good damage. Very good unit, I'm not going to lie. But of course, this Android 17 is also an option. Some people still want to use Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm thinking with his plat, he could actually be a good force, but I'm not going to lie, he's definitely not a first or second pick in my eyes anyways. Going into yellow, I personally just like using Super Saiyan 4 Goku because on GT, he gets 2 saves. He generally supports the team through damage. He has a strong ultimate if he's last stand, and he can throw people out, get his vanish back, so he can be a good 3v1 unit as well, but it depends on your stars. So I advise if you have him maybe 10 stars or higher, 9 stars or higher, then you might be able to use him. But outside of that, I wouldn't really recommend. You don't really need a yellow anyways, because in red, you could easily have red Omega as an option. He's actually super good. He's Zenkai'd recently. Super 17 is a must. If you don't have Super 17, you might want to reconsider. But then, of course, there's Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as well, who has a plat, could also be an option on your team. So that's GT pretty much. They don't have a lot of pieces similar to Fusion Warriors, but they easily, in my opinion, they might be the best team in the game. Maybe second best team, as I'm going to get into 2 more teams that we have in this video. But GT, I just love using them. I don't think I lose when I use GT. They're just kind of unfair. They just have so much protection in terms of healing, damage output. Just straight pain if you're using GT. But yeah, I think that's number 3 in this video. We got GT. Next up, we got Hybrid Saiyans. Now, you're probably thinking, no way he went this long in the video without mentioning Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on any team. But naturally, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is going to make top 5 teams, undeniably. He actually fits on 2 for sure. I'm not going to say what the second team is for now, but we're here focusing on Hybrid Saiyans. Hybrid Saiyans, naturally, they're carrying 2 top 3 units in the game. We got Beast Gohan and Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. In my opinion anyways, he's going to be definitely top 3. I haven't tier listed yet, but at the time of making the video at least, but he's super good. We got Pan for support, we got Bulla for support, we got Blue Beast for more offensive power, and we got Heat Dome Trunks, who actually Zenkai buffs both Red Beast and Pan. Hybrid Saiyans is fully stacked, especially for Proud Battle, but even if you didn't want to use them on Proud Battle, you could build a team that surely excels beyond a lot of other teams just via support. Let's go to the character list though. Let me change my filter, so take off GT, and then scroll up to Hybrid Saiyans. So if I press OK, you can see the options here. So we got blue, right? I chose Beast Gohan, but if you didn't want to use Beast Gohan, you could easily use Sword of Hope Trunks as well. He's probably maybe just slightly worse or as good, depending on how you're building and what your intentions are with him in PvP. Of course, your green is going to be Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, nobody else. But if you wanted to Zenkai buff him, you of course got Ultimate Gohan, and I think you have this Trunks. So you got 2 Zenkai buff options right there. You see the Zenkai ability Hybrid Saiyan. I didn't talk about any in the blue section, but Blue Pan, if you're running Beast Gohan, is a good Zenkai buff option. Of course, depending on if you're running Proud Battle or not, it depends on what you're doing. Going into purple, Bulla of course. I think nobody else really fits the bill. You might want to use Revhan if you have him 14 stars, but I think it's really forcing it, so consider your options. But of course, Bulla is your main purple. She's really good, solid hybrid Saiyan. Going into yellow, I wouldn't really recommend any yellows, I'll be real, but if you really wanted to use one, Gotenks or Future Gohan. Gotenks more than Future Gohan, and then Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks here just for HP, depending on what type of team you're running, what type of game mode you're playing. Going into red, of course, we got Beast Gohan and Pan. Heat Dome Trunks is a good option as well. I don't think I had Pan on my team, did I? Yeah, I did, of course I did. So them three, Beast, of course, is going to be your first choice. Pan would probably be your second, but Heat Dome Trunks can also do damage, don't sleep on him. Then you got the Zenkai buffers, you got Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, I believe they're Zenkai buff movies, so that's both Pan and Beast Gohan. Then you got Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which really just does, I think it's Sun Family. Yeah, it's Sun Family, but Hybrid Saiyan Blast Attack Z ability. So that's still Pan and Beast Gohan. Then you got Trunks here, and this is just going to be every Hybrid Saiyan, I believe, even though he's probably the weakest buffer if you're looking for a Zenkai buff because of his Z ability. So yeah, that's pretty much Hybrid Saiyan sorted out. If you're going to run Proud Battle, I'd say this, but of course, if you wanted to run just regular PvP, go for more Zenkai buffs. So I'd probably add Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. I'd also add Ultimate Gohan, take off Blue Beast, and Bulla. Then I'd be running green, red, 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 green, however you want to say it. So that's the fourth team in this video. We got Hybrid Saiyans. Right, so the fifth and final team that we've got in this video is Sun Family. Sun Family, of course, also includes Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So naturally, it was going to fit the bill, but we also have some amazing powerhouses on the team. We've got, of course, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. We got Bardock and Goku. We got Bomku. We got Ultra Instinct Goku. We got Beast Gohan and Pan, arguably the best support in the game. It's a mix of all of these units here. The Z abilities, I will say straight up, they don't mesh the best. For example, Ultra Instinct Goku, his Z abilities aren't the best because it's just Universe Rep and Saiyan. That's why he's on the leader slot. But if we look at Gohan here, I believe at least once you get him past, no, it's straight away actually. If you get one copy, Hybrid Saiyans on Sun Family, so everybody's getting everything. With Pan over here, I believe it's only a HP buff if you are a Hybrid Saiyan. So that's also important to note. So that means Bardock and Goku and Bomku are not getting that, but Beast is, and Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is. But Bomku already heals a lot, so that's good. You don't need to worry about him, and he actually buffs Sun Family. And Bardock and Goku and Bardock, they also buff Sun Family. So the team really just meshes well regardless. So we're all working together here. Why UI has to be on leader slot. Let's go to the character list though. Look at the options that we've got. If I go to filter, change over here, then you want to look for Sun Family. It's right there. Sun Family. I didn't take off the first one. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, there we go. So we got Sun Family. You can see there's a lot of options. So let's look at the blues first. We want to look at Bardock and Goku. Bomku, I've already got both of them on the team, but Blue Beast could definitely be used as well. Going into green, if I'm looking at people, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's going to be your main pick. But if you wanted to stray from that, Rev Sign maybe if you had him very high stars just off the fact that he dodges. Tag 4 is just off playstyle, but I wouldn't recommend, honestly. Going into purple, Go Freezer could be a valiant choice. A lot of people have been using Go Freezer, so I would recommend them if you really have them high stars. Then going into yellows, Ultra Instinct Goku. Maybe Forku, because he also Zenkai buffs Ultra Instinct Goku, so you could have 2 yellows, but I wouldn't recommend having 2 yellows. I've only got Ultra Instinct Goku because he's Ultra Instinct Goku, so just bear that in mind. Then going into red, really and truly, it's just going to be Beast and Pan. Nobody else is really making the cut. Of course, your team would be built differently, but this is a if you're playing normal PvP, but this is for Proud Battle, so just bear that in mind. Specifically for Proud Battle, the team built like this, so there's no Zenkai buffs. But if you wanted to have some Zenkai buffs, looking at it, really, Blue Pan could be a Zenkai buff for Sun Family. There's no green Sun Family Zenkai buffers, so bear that in mind. Going into purple, it's quite tight when it comes to Sun Family Zenkai buffs, because it's gonna either Zenkai buff Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan more time. Like, I think this one is one, for example. You can see here, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan does Sun Family, so that works. But regardless, most time, it's going to be basically Hybrid Saiyan. If you remember the Hybrid Saiyan team I showed just previously, it's going to be Pan, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and Beast. But the other 3 are only there because more time, it's Proud Battle right now. But normally, it could just be those 3 similar to Hybrid Saiyans, and it's pretty much the same team. So that's pretty much it for Sun Family. Of course, it depends on what pieces you have, but the team does work super well. I've tried it out, and definitely you guys should too. Now, to end off the video, we've got to get into the last teams as honorable mentions that I've mentioned, because these 2 teams that I've got to mention, they are as good as any team I've mentioned in this video. So probably you got through the whole 5 on thinking, oh, maybe this team didn't deserve, or this team didn't deserve, but I was just baiting you guys. There's always going to be an honorable mention. 5 isn't enough in this meta. There's teams that can just fit in every team. There's so many teams that can just cook. It's wild. But yeah, let's get into this, man. I'm talking too much. So the first team we got is Saiyans here. Saiyans, naturally, they hold too many competitors. Look at that lineup. Ultra Instinct Goku, Bardock and Goku, Bomku, Pikkon and Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, 8 Vegeta, maybe a sneak. But of course, you could replace some of these units. Let's go into the character list. So I got the filter on Saiyans already. Looking at blues, I've already put in everybody that you could possibly use. Everybody else is pretty much irrelevant. Going into greens, I've got G4 there. You could have Rev sign up there. I've got Pikkon there already. Everybody pretty much else is irrelevant. Going into purple, you could obviously have Gold Frieza on there. And I'd say everybody else, maybe there's Goku, but everybody else is pretty much irrelevant. Going into yellow, Super Saiyan 4 Goku could actually work because a lot of these guys are Gokus. But then outside of that, I've already got UI, so the rest is pretty much irrelevant. I see some people run Bardock because it's also a Zenkai buffer for UI Goku. So that's also an option, just to put that out there. Going into reds, Super Vegeta, of course, but it's maybe sneak. But I decided to use 8 Vegeta more because he has endurance and I value that more. But that's just me. But yeah, Saiyans overall is just super good as well. Works as well as any of these teams I've mentioned, and you could probably replace them as a top 5. I just wanted to mention them later to bait some people. But then the last team as well, Sagas from the Movies. Sagas from the Movies is maybe a step down from all these teams, but I think there's so many stacked units on this team and a lot of units on this team people actually summon for that the team appears a lot better than it might actually be. But I will also say it includes Beast Gohan and Pan. That duo there is just too perfect. And then you could run Pikkon, Orange Piccolo, whichever you prefer. And then of course the missing spot, you're wondering why there's nobody at the top. It's Ultra Super Janemba, who I don't have. Let me go into my character list here, change the filter. So if I take off Saiyans and then go to the episode, so we're looking for Saga from the Movies. Looking at the blues, like I said, Beast Gohan's there, but Super Janemba is really who you want on the leader slot. Going into green, Orange Piccolo and Pikkon, those 2, definitely good options. Going into purple, you could have this Kid Goku, but I don't think I had a purple, to be honest. You could possibly also have Ultra Gogeta Blue in the leader slot, just to put that out there. And then going into yellows, Gold Tank could work and Gammas 1 and 2, but I wouldn't really run a yellow. And then red, just Beast Gohan and Pan. And then they also have Zenkai buffers. Beast Gohan and Pan, they have Zenkai buffers, Janemba, Super Janemba, Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, and you guys already know the hybrid Saiyans. So these 2 teams, I do think they are the only honorable mentions. I think every other team is kind of a step down, not going to lie. It's not that other teams can't compete, maybe Universe Rep, but I think it's truly just a step down. Who's on that team? Evil Ken's really just getting downplayed. Naturally, UI Goku's holding up the team, I guess, but he's got a lot of reds around him, so it's worrisome for him. And then if we're looking at anybody else on the team, Jiren, like, I'll be really doing that. And to build a 6-man is not easy, man. It's not easy. So I think Saiyans and Movies are just one up from Universe Rep, which is why I'm not mentioning them. But that would be the end of this video. Top 5 best teams of the month. But yeah, man, hopefully this video was useful. Hopefully it was helpful, man. Let me know what you guys' top 5 teams would be, if not anything that I've included, if you have a more specific order. And if you want to order it, that's up to you. Let me know down below in the comment section, man. But of course, I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. Press that subscribe button, man. We are on this grind to 100,000 subscribers, possibly hit already 80,000 at the time I'm making this video or afterwards. So all that love and support, I just appreciate you guys watching every single video, man. But that's all I've got to say. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.